Bali is one of the most evocative places to visit in the entire Indonesian archipelago. A visit here sparks the senses. The intoxicating fragrance of incense and clove oil hangs in the thick tropical air. Peanuts sizzle at roadside stalls, petal-strewn offerings smolder on busy sidewalks, and traditional gamelan music jangles against the buzz of mopeds. Today, I am going to show you top 10 places to visit in Bali. Before the video begins, please give it a like, and if you want to see more, please subscribe to the channel. Now let's begin. 10. Besakih Temple, Pura Besakih. More than 1,000 years old, Pura Besakih is known as the Mother Temple for a reason. It's the holiest Hindu temple complex in Bali, and the biggest. Set in a spectacular location on the southern slopes of Mount Agung, at an altitude of 1,000 meters, Pura Besakih is actually a series of many different temples, which serve as the spiritual center for the Balinese people. Pura Penatan Agung is the largest. Lush rice paddies and forests ring this temple complex, and many important festivals take place here. You might be lucky enough to see one during your visit. Plan to spend about 3 hours touring the temples. It's also a good idea to wear comfortable walking shoes. You'll need to walk a fair distance and climb many stairs. Locals trying to sell sarongs, incense, guided services, and various other items bombard visitors at the gates here. But your ticket includes everything that you'll need during your visit. The best time to visit Pura Besakih is early in the morning before the tourist buses arrive. 9. Nusa Dua Beach. Want to escape from Bali's urban buzz? Nusa Dua Beach is your answer. Here, you can recline on a comfortable sun lounger, cool drink in hand, and listen to the gentle slosh of surf on silky white sands. You won't get that cultural hit you'll find elsewhere in Bali. This is a gated resort area on its own private peninsula after all. But if it's peace and relatively pristine sands you seek, you'll find it here at one of Bali's best beaches. Some of Bali's best luxury beach resorts preside over this sweeping stretch of shore, and resort staff work hard to keep the sand clean and clear of trash. Popular things to do at Nusa Dua include strolling for miles along the shore, swimming, surfing, parasailing, and sunbathing. But you might need to pay a fee or eat at one of the resorts to use their sun loungers. Still, if you're after a top Bali beach experience, Nusa Dua ticks the box. When you tire of the beach, you can sign up for some pampering at a posh resort spa, or browse the chic shops at Bali Collection, an open-air shopping mall. A paved promenade skirts the shore for off-sand strolling between the resorts and attractions. With all this relaxation on tap, no wonder Nusa Dua is one of the top places to visit in Bali for a honeymoon. 8. Seminyak Shopping. Bali is known for its flamboyant designers and fabulous shopping, and you'll find the best example of Balinese design along the busy streets of Seminyak. Cutting-edge designer fashion, surf and swimwear, jewelry, furniture, and homewares are just some of the items you can buy at the chic shops and busy stalls here. Top boutiques include Biasa, Magali Pascal, and Bamboo Blonde. Sea Gypsy is a favorite for jewelry, and Drifter Surf Shop and Cafe offers a collection of surf and skateboard gear. The two main shopping malls are Seminyak Square and Seminyak Village, but you'll probably find better deals in the smaller shops lining the streets. Looking for a real bargain? Head to Seminyak Flea Markets near Seminyak Square, where you'll find stalls crammed with clothing, jewelry, carvings, and handicrafts. 7. Pura Ulun Dana Bratan. The 17th century Pura Ulun Dana Bratan is one of Bali's most picturesque temple complexes. It sits on a small island along the western shore of Lake Bratan, in the cool highlands of central Bali. Set against the imposing backdrop of Gunung Bratan, the thatched temples reflect on the lake, and when the water levels rise, they seem to float on its surface. Lake Bratan is one of Bali's main sources of irrigation and drinking water, and the temple complex is dedicated to Dewi Danu, goddess of the sea and lakes. An unusual feature is the Buddhist stupa on the left of the entrance to the first courtyard, with figures of Buddha meditating in the lotus position in niches on the square base. The stupa reflects the adoption of Buddhist beliefs by Balinese Hindus. The best time to visit this sacred Hindu temple complex is early in the day, before the tourist buses arrive. The temple is especially picturesque in the soft morning light when cool mist sometimes cloaks the lake and the mountains beyond. You can also hire a canoe and paddle out on the lake to explore the Meru, thatched shrines, at close range. 6. Tegalalang and Jatiluwi rice terraces in Bali. Want to visit the beautiful emerald-hued rice fields that you see in all the Bali tourist brochures and Instagram posts? The Tegalalang and Jatiluwi rice terraces should be at the top of your sightseeing list, especially if you're a photographer. About 30 miles drive north of Ubud, Tegalalang rice terraces are one of the most famous areas to photograph these iconic landscapes and absorb their timeless beauty. Be aware that locals ask for donations along the most popular trail through the rice fields here, and many request fees for entrance and parking along the road. A relaxing way to enjoy the lush landscape is at one of the many restaurants and cafes overlooking the fields. About a 90-minute drive from Ubud, the Jatiluwi rice terraces cover more than 600 hectares of rice fields along the hillsides of the Badukaru mountain range and tend to be less crowded than the Tegalalang. You'll also find fewer tourist touts here, so it's easier to walk around and explore without being hassled. 5. Ubud Art and Culture. Made famous by the book and movie Eat, Pray, Love, Ubud is also the epicenter of Balinese art and culture. This is where the modern Balinese art movement was born, and the surrounding royal palaces and temples acting as the main patrons. Today, several excellent local museums and galleries celebrate its evolution and traditions. Art gazing is particularly rewarding here, as many collections are housed in traditional Balinese buildings surrounded by serene tropical gardens. For an overview of Balinese art, your first stops should be Agung Rai Museum of Art, Arma, and the Nico Art Museum, which lie within a short stroll of the Ubud Monkey Forest. Collections at both include works ranging from traditional to contemporary, including kris, ceremonial daggers, photography, and classical wayang, puppet figure paintings. 4. Ubud Monkey Forest. Visiting the Monkey Forest, also known as the Sacred Monkey Forest Sanctuary, is one of the top things to do in Ubud, Bali. It's also one of the best places to visit in Bali if you're an animal lover or photographer. You can walk here in about 10 minutes from the town center in Ubud. Besides the entertaining troops of gray long-tailed macaques that make their home here, a large part of the appeal is the evocative jungle setting where the monkeys roam free. Paved pathways lead through thick forests of giant banyan and nutmeg trees, where moss-covered statues and ancient temples loom through the dense foliage, imparting an almost mystical feel. The forest is intended to represent the harmonious coexistence between humans and animals. It also conserves rare plants and is used as a location for researching macaque behavior, particularly their social interaction. 3. Uluwatu Temple. Uluwatu Temple, Para Lahore Uluwatu, is one of Bali's most famous temples thanks to its magnificent cliff-top setting. It presides over plunging sea cliffs above one of Bali's best surf spots. In Balinese, ulu means tip or land's end, and watu means rock. A fitting name for the location of the temple on the Bukit Peninsula, along the island's southwestern tip. Like Para Tanalat, sunset is the best time to visit when the sky and sea glow in the late afternoon light. Archaeological finds here suggest the temple is of a megalithic origin, dating from around the 10th century. The temple is believed to protect Bali from evil spirits, while the monkeys who dwell in the forest near its entrance are thought to guard the temple from bad influences. Keep your belongings securely stashed away from their nimble grasp. 2. Mount Batur. Every day in Bali's pre-dawn darkness, hundreds of visitors begin the trek up the 1,700-meter summit of Mount Batur. Once at the top, they watch the sun rise above the lush mosaic of mist-shrouded mountains and the caldera far below. If you're looking for romantic things to do in Bali for couples, this should be top on your list. The sacred active volcano lies in Kintamani district in Bali's Central Highlands, about an hour's drive from Ubud. The hike, along well-marked trails, is relatively easy and usually takes about 2 to 3 hours. Guided treks typically include a picnic breakfast with eggs cooked by the steam from the active volcano. On a clear day, the views are spectacular, stretching all the way across the Batur caldera, the surrounding mountain range, and beautiful Lake Batur, the island's main source of irrigation water. Sturdy hiking shoes are essential, and it's advisable to wear layers as the temperature can be cool before sunrise. You can also combine a trip here with a visit to one of Bali's most important temples, Para Ulun Dana Batur, on the lake's northwest shore, and a therapeutic soak in hot springs at the beautiful village of Toya Bungka on the banks of Lake Batur. 1. Pura Tanah Lot. About 20 kilometers northwest of Kuta, Pura Tanah Lot, Pura means temple in Balinese, is one of Bali's most iconic temples. Its spectacular seaside setting on a rocky islet surrounded by crashing waves is a major wow factor. For the Balinese people, it is one of the most sacred of all the island's sea temples. Every evening, throngs of tourists from Kuta, Lijian, and Sanur find their way through a labyrinth of lanes lined with souvenir sellers to watch the sun setting behind the temple. Pura Tanah Lot was built at the beginning of the 16th century and is thought to be inspired by the priest Nirartha, who asked local fishermen to build a temple here after spending the night on the rock outcrop. Although foreigners can't enter any of the temples in the complex, you can walk across to the main temple at low tide. It's also fun to wander along the paths, taking photos and soaking up the magnificent setting. Thank you for watching, and please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and enable post alerts to view more of our future videos. After saying that, keep watching our videos, and I'll speak with you in the next one.